I tried Jeff Nippard's approach to fitness for 28 days. Here's what happened. I've watched Jeff's videos and implemented his tips for years now, but a while back, for the very first time, I bought one of his workout programs. The program I bought is the Bodybuilding Transformation System, and because I was already using MacroFactor, an app that Jeff is a co-owner of for a couple of months now, I thought to myself, what if I just gave it my all, just like Jeff did in his 365-day transformation video that he did on his YouTube channel. So that's what I did. Let's get into it. The starting point. When starting this month, I had just come back from a family vacation to France where I absolutely made the most of the available pastries, enjoying time with family and just eating any foods I wanted. But I did still keep having enough protein and fiber in the back of my mind. But in general, I had eaten anything I wanted for 3 weeks. This vacation also meant about a 2.5 week break from the gym and generally just being completely out of my routine. So it was a little bit of a reset this month. In regard to my history and my previous fitness journey, I've been working out since 2019. So that's already 6 years, which is crazy. But yeah, I've been going to the gym since then. I first lost a lot of weight, and ever since then I've been basically looking the same. Slowly getting a little bit more muscular, but yeah, basically looking the same for a while now. And I wanted to do something about that because ever since starting my fitness journey, I wanted to be lean, I wanted to be swole, I wanted to be muscular. So I thought, okay, for once, I'm gonna try to actually become lean. That's my goal, is to actually become lean. And then I don't mean extremely lean, that's not sustainable for me, but a lean that I can sustain, maintain that physique for some months and hopefully kind of change my set weight range. Because now my set weight is around 73 kilos. I just always kind of go back to 73 kilos if I eat intuitively. And I wanted to see if I can change that and be a little bit leaner from now on, I guess. So speaking of the end goal here, I'm not saying that I needed to lose weight at the beginning of this month. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm strong. I work out around 6 times a week. So definitely not a need for me to be healthier or stuff like that. But again, just something that I wanted to do ever since starting my fitness journey. Being a little bit leaner and trying to see if I can sustain that physique, because that's honestly just my goal physique. I'm not saying that you need to do that. I'm not even saying that I needed to do that. It's just something that I wanted to do because I just enjoy fitness and I enjoy working out, eating healthy, and seeing results. So this is all for fun. I just wanted to have that said. So now let's get into what I've been doing to try to achieve that. So I think in a fat loss phase, the most important part is diet. And personally, my diet has consisted of mostly whole foods for a while now, but that is something that I kept going these 30 days or picked back up again after my vacation, I guess. So I eat a lot of whole foods, not too many ultra processed foods, but I'm not stressed about it. I prioritize cooking at home and I make sure to get enough protein, fats and carbs, as well as fiber and fruits and veggies, because I just noticed that that makes me feel my best. Some meals that I often eat are, for example, yogurt with fruits like berries and some nuts and maybe some raisins. I often eat eggs with feta cheese with a side of greens and some tomatoes. And for dinner, it varies a lot, but I maybe eat a chicken tortilla wrap with veggies and some cheese, or sometimes I eat a very simple bowl of maybe some ground bison with Brussels sprouts from the oven and some rice. And lately I've been eating more fish as well, so that's been very nice. So one of the recipes I've been really enjoying is salmon with a mango avocado salsa situation and some coconut rice. That's very, very good. So those kinds of things, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and in the weekends we often make a healthy-ish homemade pizza, and then we do use a pre-made, ready-to-bake pizza crust that we top with some tomato sauce, cheese, chicken for protein, capers, and we eat with a bunch of arugula, and that's a nice treat. So stuff like that. Like I said, to know exactly what I'm eating, I do track my macros with MacroFactor. I put in that I wanted to lose weight because ultimately my goal is to look like lean and very muscular, but the first step right now was to lose some fat to reveal some muscle definition. The amount of calories that I eat per week differs slightly because MacroFactor suggests different calories based on your caloric intake and the progress you're making towards your goal. In my case, like a weight loss goal. So if you're losing weight more rapidly than you wanted to, they will up your calories a little bit. And if it's going a little slower than you wanted to, then they're gonna cut down your calories just a little bit. It's by super small increments, but yeah. That's why my macros differ slightly week to week. Now, this absolutely does not mean that I was perfect by any means when it comes to my diet. This month I went out for dinner twice and I'm quite sure that I went over my calories on these 2 days, but I think that's okay. Of course, if you're gonna do that all the time, you're never gonna be in a calorie deficit long enough to actually see like fat loss. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for myself and I'm actually doing this for fun. So I love training, eating well, and seeing results, but I'm also on this earth for a limited amount of time and I want to make the most of it. So if that means having a little bit of a slower progress because I'm out enjoying lots of good food with my friends, so be it. That's my personal philosophy though. Again, I'm just doing this for myself and for fun, so I'm not in that big of a rush, but yeah. I definitely wasn't perfect, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, one side note, I did refrain from having any alcohol this month. In general, I don't drink a lot of alcohol, but especially because I wanted to focus on my fitness journey a little bit more, it just didn't feel worth it. I do love a glass of wine or a nice cocktail every now and then, but when going out for dinner with friends, I enjoy a mocktail or a diet soda just as much. So yeah. I think for me, just personally, the food then is worth it to have a little bit slower progress, but the alcohol just isn't. So then I'd rather just have a mocktail and ditch the alcohol for now. But yeah, just so you know. Okay, now when it comes to training, I'm currently doing the bodybuilding transformation system and I've been really enjoying it. It is a 5 days per week program. So it has an upper, lower, push-pull legs split and I've been really enjoying it. I used to do 3 leg days a week and now I'm doing 3 upper body days a week and 2 leg days a week and I'm actually really liking it. So that's been very nice. I've been seeing some good progress. I was in dire need of a little bit of a change up when it comes to the exercises. So I've been really enjoying the types of exercises that I'm now doing with this program. And what I'm also really enjoying is that I'm training super hard because in the program you train every last set to complete failure, which is definitely intense, but I think it's very beneficial for me because I always used to train to about an RPE of 8 to 9, but in training to absolute failure, I just noticed that I actually wasn't always training to an RPE 9, for example, because maybe it feels like an RPE 9 for me, but then I do like 3 more reps before actually failing. So it's been eye-opening and I think I'm making a lot more progress because of it. It is very intense though, and I for sure haven't done that every workout because on days that I didn't feel too good or I didn't have the energy to absolutely go nuts, I would still go to the gym and push myself as much as I could, maybe without training to absolute failure. Again, this is full disclosure, I'm not perfect, because I'd rather go to the gym and do it imperfectly than not go to the gym at all because I know that I'm not gonna do it perfectly. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I've been doing for training and I've been really liking it, so that's been very nice. Okay, now on to how I've been tracking my progress. So in the gym, I've been using the Apple Numbers app, which is basically like Excel. And that means that I have a spreadsheet where I just log all the weights I'm using for how many reps per each set. And that way I can try to push myself every week and do progressive overload, either by upping the weights or by doing a couple extra reps. Yeah, so I've been tracking my workouts like that. And then I've been tracking my progress, like my weight loss progress, by weighing myself daily or almost every day. Sometimes I forget, but basically daily, so that's very interesting. I'm also logging that in the MacroFactor app, which is very nice because not only do they give you a graph of your scale weight, they also make like a trend for you, which is nice. So I will compare the two here so you can see how that looks. Weighing yourself daily might seem a little bit nuts, but it was very helpful for me to see a bigger, like a trend sooner. And it also helps because I know my weight fluctuates a lot, like based on how much food I eat, how much salt I eat, where I am in my menstrual cycle, stuff like that. So getting more data points, like as much data as I possibly could by weighing myself basically daily, it was easier to see a trend. Even if I had some like peaks, or if I had a day where all of a sudden I was a lot heavier, then I would still after a couple of days see it go down again. So it was just, honestly, it was for my peace of mind to just have that, see it as just data, like don't think about it too much, don't stress about it, and just look at the trend. So now the part we've all been waiting for, the results. So I took some videos on day 1 and on day 28, and I took body measurements on those days. So let's compare. So let's start with day 1. So day 1 was the 15th of August 2025. I weighed 74.1 kilos. I will also put on the screen how much pounds that is because I don't know. And then let's move on to measurements. So my chest was 92 centimeters, my waist was 73 centimeters, and my glutes were 106 centimeters. Day 1. And now let's compare to day 28, which was the 12th of September 2025. I weighed 72.4 kilos and I measured in at, my chest was 89 centimeters, my waist was 70.5 centimeters, and my glutes were 104 centimeters. So that means there's a 3 centimeter difference in my chest measurement, a 2.5 centimeter difference in my waist measurement, and a 2 centimeter difference in my glutes measurement. Oh, and also of course a 1.7 kilo difference in my weight. So I know that the progress that I've made over the last month isn't super crazy. It's not like a super crazy, impressive transformation. Also, I think the main amount of centimeters that I lost around my weight was bloating because I had been eating lots of foods that I don't normally eat, and I switched back to like my high fiber, lots of veggies diet. And I had been traveling. That always messes me up a little bit. So I think it had a lot to do with that. But I do think I've made some steps in the right direction. I do think there's a difference in these two videos. I feel like I look a little leaner, especially in my legs. I don't know, I've never had this much leg muscle definition, so I'm very, very stoked about that. It's nice, I like it. But yeah, I feel like my legs look a lot leaner than they've ever, like, they look more muscular than they've ever done before, but I also feel like they look a lot leaner than at the beginning of this month. So all in all, I would call this month a huge success, not only because I look a little different, but also with the ease that I've been doing this. I've been really, really enjoying the process, which is, I think, the most important, especially if you want to stick to something. I'm still seeing progress in the gym, which is also very nice. I'm very, very excited to see the results I can get when continuing this journey because I'm not ready to give up yet. I'm not at my end goal yet, but yeah, I'm excited that we're slowly getting there. So I'm just gonna continue hitting my macros, continue pushing myself in the gym, and enjoying everything in the process. So that's gonna be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It definitely took me a while to make. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe because it does really help me out and it really, really means a lot to me. And to stay tuned for my next update in this journey that I'm on. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!